अनेक जन्म संप्राप्ता कर्मेन्द्रन वृदाहिने आत्मज्ञान प्रदादीन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः.
A devotee asked Bhagavan, "The scriptures state that there is a truth within our heart. But I am unable to experience the same. Can you graciously help me out?" Bhagavan replied, "Don't ask me such questions. You must know the truth, and the truth only shall make you free. It is the freedom from ignorance and everything that is nonsense. You should know the naked truth. The truth only shall make you free. There is no other alternative. Though I don't want to help you, I cannot refrain from doing so. Though I do not want to help the seekers of truth, I cannot stop doing so. What I possess is grace alone. Even if you ask me anything other than grace, I cannot grant you the same. My grace keeps flowing to the extent you deserve it. Do I grant grace only to those who seek it and not those who don't seek it? If I do so, how can my state be inferred as the state of equanimity? You need not ask for my grace. I am not a cloud devoid of water. While standing in a river, if you shout for water, who can help you? Guru's grace always exists regardless of whether you ask for it. As and when you become eligible, you will start recognizing it. The fire cannot be devoid of heat. Similarly, Guru cannot exist without possessing grace. Guru's grace exists forever, but you have to introspect whether you have the required faculty to recognize it. But how do you recognize it? It is possible only when you have devotion to Guru. It is possible only when you have firm faith in Guru. Guru's grace will get revealed when you completely surrender yourself to the Guru. Only the meritorious and deserving people can recognize that they possess the grace of the Guru. Therefore, Guru's grace exists irrespective of whether you acknowledge it or not. You may not recognize it due to the flaws in your intellect. When you cannot realize it, accept the same rather than think Guru is not gracious towards you.
We may possess extraordinary powers, education, or much money or know about things beyond our senses. We may even have powers like telepathy, etc., that are beyond the reach of our senses. However, they can never become equivalent to the grace of the Guru. All these powers are merely magic. The truth within the heart is revealed only by Guru's grace. Until and unless we do not experience that unworldly supreme bliss, we cannot grasp His grace even with our subtle intellect. We understand that it is beyond our intellect only when we attain self-realization.
Bhagavan Ramana said, "The Guru's grace operates from within. It is not visible despite having eyes. It is not audible despite having ears and not graspable despite having intellect." For instance, despite being Lord of Lords, Lord Krishna was not recognized by Kauravas. Guru implies self, supreme peace, bliss, and the divine. Guru is the deathless self. To recognize Guru, we must possess the required eligibility. When the necessary maturity and eligibility do not exist, one cannot hear despite having ears. Even if they listen, they cannot understand it. It is beyond their understanding.
What our spiritual practices, like the japa and meditation, cannot earn us can be achieved by Guru's grace. We will experience excruciating pain when our fingers get pressed in the nook of a door. Sometimes Guru might create a similar painful situation, leading us to the heights of self-knowledge. They become blessed indeed, who realize this truth. As and when we understand the essence of the Guru's words and lead our life accordingly, our mind merges into the heart, which is the abode of bliss. We may gain merit by going on a pilgrimage, worshipping God in a temple, or bathing in a river. This process might take us more time to attain purity of mind. But Guru's grace works very quickly. When we understand the words of the Guru and make mental contact with him, our purification of mind and self-realization happen simultaneously.
We yearn to attain self-realization only in Guru's company and presence. Guru only evokes that yearning, and it is only due to him that we earn the same. Hence everything happens only due to Guru. Guru only brings about our maturity and bestows us with self-realization, the personification of bliss, peace, and knowledge. When the Guru showers his grace, we become breathless due to bliss. Then the entire creation seems to resemble a blade of grass. Such is the grace of Guru. When we attain self-realization, even if God comes and stands in front of us, we don't feel like seeing him. It is not because we dislike seeing God or lack reverence for him, but because we don't feel the necessity of seeing him. We become breathless when we experience the bliss of self. Wherever we may look, it seems to be blissful. It doesn't make any difference whether our body exists or not. It doesn't make any difference whether the world is visible or not. We experience a constant flow of bliss and peace. Our attention does not turn toward anything. We get flooded away in the torrents of bliss and peace. Then, birth and death carry no more meaning to us. The Guru only bestows us with such a state of oneness.
Guru does not dictate us to act in a particular manner. Instead, he makes us do that which is good for us. Such is his glory. Guru himself holds our hands and leads us forward toward the destination. He does not direct us to walk on a particular road or in a specific direction. He drives us into the depths of the heart. Guru's state is beyond words. When the Guru leads us toward such a state, what is the necessity for him to speak? Words are required for those who do not work.
We cannot attain self-realization without the grace of the Guru existing in the form of self. It is the final word, last word, and ultimate word. We may be well educated or possess great powers but can attain self-realization only with the grace of the Guru. We may be great scholars or have great wealth and fame, but we cannot experience the truth without Guru's grace. It is because Guru exists as the Self. How can we realize the Self without attaining its grace? Guru implies Supreme Self. Guru implies God. Guru implies the indweller. Then how can we reach him without his grace? There is no chance. It is not even possible. Why should we go to the extent of a guru? We cannot even grab a biscuit from a child's hands when it is unwilling to give. Even if we try to grab it forcibly, the biscuit will break into pieces. Therefore, how can we attain Guru without his grace?
If the eyes say that it cannot see and therefore ask the ears to see on behalf of it, can the ears do the same? No, it is because seeing is not within the scope of the ears. The same is the case even with Guru's grace. It is beyond the perception of the intellect. When Guru's grace is experienced, we can feel it physically too. Get dragged into the fold of the Guru's grace to attain the supreme final state despite performing any spiritual practices or undergoing any pilgrimages. We can understand the grace of the Guru only when we taste the same. If a hand touches another hand, we can feel the touch. Similarly, it can be felt so clearly when Guru's grace touches our hearts. It will not be dim. It does not represent a thing far away from us. The self within our hearts is very clearly revealed to us.
Guru bestows us with a state that enables us to see the Guru in every soul. He grants us with his grace such that only Guru becomes visible in whichever direction we see.
अनेक जन्म संप्राप्त कर्मे धन विदाहिनी आत्मज्ञान प्रदादिना तस्मै श्री गुरवे